the second paragraph reveals a lot about who the narrator is, who he's writing to, what he wants to do. First and second paragraphs. Agreed. Important. Yeah. About 1 minute. No, still interested. 30 seconds. All right, everyone, please track me up here. Thank you, Colette, Jaden, Fanta, Eliza, Liviana. Thank you. All right, before we get into it, I want to say that I am almost all the way caught up grading everything for quarter 2. The end of that grading period for me is this Friday. If for some reason you look at your grade and you're saying to yourself, I think Mr. Fanta did put something in there, you missed one of the makeup assignments I did, let me know. Stay after school. Let me know before Friday so that I can put it in. I'm letting you know now so that when you get your grades next week, you don't start complaining about you didn't put this in, you didn't put that in. I'm giving you the opportunity now. Look at the grade and determine if you are missing anything or if I missed something that I should have put in the grade book. I will fix that. If you need to let me know before Friday. Today's today? Wednesday? Wednesday, right? Yes. Okay. Now, I'm excited to start because today we're actually starting off Frankenstein. We are going to do the homework or start doing the homework together in class. That's what we're doing. The homework is to read pages 13 to 29. That is letters 1 through 4. We are reading letter 1 as a class and annotating it and going over it. Tomorrow, you're going to have a quiz on letters 1 through 4. Letters 1 through 4 quiz tomorrow. If you pay attention to the annotations, the discussion that we have today, you will have about 6 or 7 of the answers to the questions in tomorrow's quiz. And there's about 10 questions. So you will have the majority of the questions answered for you if you just pay attention today. If you zone out today and you don't catch it, it's on you. And everything that I write down, please try to write it down too, because for your quizzes, you have to use your book. You're allowed to use your book. You actually have to use it because I'm not asking you to turn to certain pages and look at a paragraph or something and then analyze it. All right. So today we're focusing on letters 1 through 4, and the objective for today and tomorrow actually is to discuss the reliability of the narrator and to discuss her storytelling techniques. Already from the beginning, what is one thing that you notice about this book that most books don't usually have when they start out with? Sorry? Most books have an introduction. Talking about what you started reading during this due now. Anything stand out? Sorry? Not just the date, letters. How many times do you read a book that starts with letters? Exactly. So we're going to talk about why that is the case. Why did Shelley choose to start with letters? At the very top of this page, there's a lot of blank space that you can use to write down a few things. Two of those things are on the board. You can also write the third one, which is that the narrator is a man named Robert Walton. This is what is known as a frame story, which is pretty much a story within a story. Anyone know what that means, a story within a story? What does it mean? Sorry? A show within a show, story within a story, but what does it mean? When do you see a story within a story, like when you watch a movie, for example? Flashback, right? That's a story within a story. That's what happens here in this book. We'll go over it later. But there's a time when Robert Walton will meet Victor Frankenstein, and then Victor Frankenstein tells him the story of his life, and then the whole book flashes back to his life, and Victor Frankenstein narrates. That's a story within a story. Does that make sense? Okay. You also have to understand that this is written, in the very beginning, in epistolary style. Epistolary meaning in the form of letters. Make sure you have those words written down. Brandon, Alan, make sure you have them written down. Epistolary style. I'm giving you this vocabulary so that when you discuss, when you answer in exit tickets, you have that language to really elevate your claim, your arguments. Epistolary, E-P-I-S-T-O-L-A-R-Y. Epistolary. What I'd like everyone to do while other people are writing down these notes is bring out your laptop and open up the homework that is due tomorrow. Because we're going to start doing it together. The school with you today's folder. Write yourself a stat something. Did I see that Eviana's there? What's up? Not right now, yes. I see that Jawad is there, but he's not watching his things and playing his games. All right. Take 30 seconds. The homework is saying like. Take a look at okay? Be prepared to face my wrath in physical form as I annihilate you. So make sure that you annotate everything that I put in this homework. Now, what you have to do with these quotations is what? Yusuf, what do you have to do? No. Well, yes, but what do you have to do in the homework? Read the directions in front of you or on the screen. What do you have to do?
Read pages 13 to 29.
What do you have to do with these quotes?
Anything in the book?
Oh my God. Yusuf, read the directions. I even underlined it for you.
Good enough.
In the box below each quote.
There he is.
So much. All you know why I called on you? There's about 10 times a period when I look over at you at the wall. So the first one together as we read it. What you need to do with all of these is look at the quote, and find the literary technique that it has or contributes to. If you see there's a metaphor or a simile or imagery or anything at all, point that out. If there's symbolism, point that out. Each quote will have something that you can unpack, or whether it's just a word choice. What is What is the word for word choice? Which I've said many times and you've written down. Diction. Everyone write that down right now in your book. Or tattoo it on your forehead, or whatever. Make sure you understand what that is. Characterization you should know. Fiction, metaphor, simile, foreshadow, all of that. You need to point it out in your homework. Tion. Certain scholars to read. So please pay attention. So questions or concerns before we start? No. All you do is go to the map of England. Letter 1, St. Petersburg, December 11th, in the 1700s. Follow along. You will rejoice to hear the notice after the company commenced of the enterprise which you have regarded. I arrived here yesterday. Take a seat, please, so that everyone else can see. I arrived here yesterday. My first task is to assure my dear sister of my welfare and increasing confidence. Raise your hand if you know what foreboding means. So everyone should have that annotated in their book. We don't know what that means, so we should have that circled. Foreboding is a feeling will happen. That is what it means for something to be foreboded. So, like, you're going to do something really, really important, and that, like that day you see like a black or something like that. You see something that just makes you feel weird. That's foreboding. That's a sense. It makes you feel like something bad is going to happen. That happened to me the day that my sister got married. On the way to my sister's wedding, I saw a car accident happen. A really bad car accident. And I thought it was foreboding because it just made me feel like something bad was going to happen that day. That's what that word means. Why is he writing to his sister? It's already in this first paragraph. Why is he writing to his sister?
To tell her she's fine.
To tell her what?
He's fine.
To tell her that he is fine. Can you see that?
In the window line.
I'm just writing in something like, what are the key words here that really reveal why he is writing to his sister?
To assure my dear sister of my welfare.
Assure my dear sister of my welfare. So already, if there's a question on the quiz tomorrow of him writing this letter, your answer will be
To assure dear sister of welfare.
to assure his sister of his welfare. If anyone gets that wrong tomorrow, what?
Like he's thinking like if he's okay.
So he's writing to her to tell her that he's okay.
Oh.
Remember, he can't text, he can't call at this time period way back when, so he has to write her a letter. He has to let her know that he's okay. Let's continue reading. I am already far north of London, and as I walk in the streets of Petersburg, I feel a cold northern breeze because Moses isn't tracking his paper or his novel and reading along. I feel a cold northern breeze play upon my cheeks, which braces my nerves and fills me with delight. Do you understand this climbs? Inspirited by this wind, the pole is the seat of frost and desolation. It ever presents itself to my imagination as the region of beauty and delight. What region is he talking about here? What region is he talking about? What setting in the world? Cold weather, a pole.
North Pole.
The North Pole. Very good. He's talking about the North Pole and how he wants to go to the North Pole. There, Mark, what's his sister's name? Perpetual splendor. There, the preceding navigators. Their snow and frost are banished, and sailing over a calm sea, we may be wafted to a land surpassing in wonders, and in beauty every region on the habitable globe. Its production and features may be without examples, as the phenomena of heavenly bodies of eternal light. Everyone, please underline, circle, box, a country of eternal. That is the first quotation in your homework. We'll go over 1,000 celestial observations. It require only this voyage to render their seeming eccentricities consistent forever. I shall see my ardent curiosity, a part of the world never before visited, and made treadily never before imprinted by the foot of a man. These are my enticements, and they are sufficient to conquer all danger or death, and to introduce when he embarks in a little boat with his holiday mates on an expedition of discovery up his native river. But supposing all these conjectures to be false, You cannot contest the inestimable benefit which I shall confer on all mankind to the last generation by discovering a passage near the pole to those countries, to reach which at present so many months are requisite, or by ascertaining the secret of the magnet, which, if at all possible, can only be effected by undertaking such as mine. Shit, that's a lot of words. That's a lot. That's a lot. So we know that he wants to go where? Why? Why does he want to go to the North Pole? Why the hell would you ever want to go to the North Pole? What does he hope to find or discover there? No. LOL. Funny. Every class has said that all day, and it's not funny anymore.
I mean, what else are you gonna look for? What else are you gonna get out of there?
That's what I'm asking you. What is he trying to find up there?
Jack Frost.
All right, everyone, stop. Eviana, say that. Say it. 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 To discover what? Because you said it. So say it again. Discover what? Everyone, he says he wants to discover a passage near the pole to those countries. Why is it so important to discover a passageway through the North Pole? Back then, especially. Yes?
Back then, you probably had, well, still you probably have to go all the way around it.
Yeah, and what if you find different trade routes? I just give you the answer. Shit. It's for trade routes. So his professional objective, his professional goal, discover trade routes. He has a different personal goal. In terms of a personal goal, there's something else that he wants to find in the North Pole. And it has to do with what we discussed, or what we all circled as a country of eternal life. He describes the North Pole as a country of eternal life. Based on the notes that you took yesterday, what is symbolic about light? Viola? Knowledge. This is a symbol of knowledge. One thing that you need to understand about Robert Walton is that the one thing about his life is that he is hungry for knowledge. He wants knowledge. And he describes symbolically that the North Pole is a symbol of eternal life. Because what is he trying to find in the North Pole? Knowledge. Knowledge of what, though? Anyone think they have an idea? What is he trying to unpack or figure out besides trade routes? Sorry? Secret of the magnet. What does that mean? Magnetic field. And what do those eventually affect?
The Earth.
Where is it? I may discover the wondrous power which attracts the needle. What involves magnets and needles? Direction. How do you find yourself when you're lost somewhere that involves magnetism and a needle? Compass. His personal goal is to obtain knowledge of the natural world. He is fascinated by the natural world, and he sees that the North Pole is a place not many people have gone to. It's undiscovered yet. So he wants to go and discover what he can find out about nature, about the natural world, about the Earth's magnetism, about all of the wonders of nature. That's what he wants to figure out. Please make sure that you understand, especially for tomorrow's quiz, that he has two goals. A personal one, which is to obtain knowledge, and another one, a professional one, which is to discover trade routes. We good on that? Okay, make sure you know that. Again, if you get those two questions wrong, you can't fight me and slap Rand.
Oh, you got something.
Okay. By the way, that first part of the homework just came up. What may not be expected in the country of regional life? How can we answer this quotation for the homework? What do we have to write? First of all, what's the literary device here? I wrote it in my notation. Knowledge is not a literary device. What? Symbolism. So we can say something to the effect of, or I will say, as a country, this quote reveals what? What does it reveal? Viola?
Narrator is hungry for milk.
Thank you. It reveals that the narrator is hungry, discovering the wonders and power of the North Pole. That's it. That is what you need to write for a response. Unpack it with figurative language and tell me what it means. I'll leave this up for about another 30 seconds. So remember, I'm only asking for 2 to 3 sentences in which you tell me what, not what the quotation is saying, don't summarize it, but unpack the figurative language. You could also talk about diction here, you could talk about the imagery. There's a lot of things you could talk about. And remember, for each quotation, there is no one right answer. There are multiple answers for each quote. It just depends how you analyze. Does anyone have any questions about number 1?
I'm still writing.
Okay. Now, everyone independently, go to the next paragraph. It starts with these reflections, and in that paragraph, you will see that the quotation for number 2 is there. Find it and underline it. But read that paragraph first. These reflections have dispelled the agitation, and I feel my heart glow with an enthusiasm which elevates me to heaven. How does he feel about this expedition? How does he feel about the expedition?
Good.
More than good. How does he feel? Yeah.
Eager.
Eager? What else? Sean.
Enthusiasm.
Enthusiastic? Like, as if he was in heaven, he says. That's like the ultimate happiness. I feel like I'm in heaven. By the way, let me jot this down, +2 for college readiness. If, for this quote, you can tell me what the literary device is. I feel my heart glow with an enthusiasm which elevates me to heaven. I need hands, no calls out. College readiness points will go to whoever can ascertain what literary device is being used in that sentence. Jade?
I think it's personification.
It is not personification. Some people believe that because they think like how would our heart glow, but this is figuratively being used, not diction. So what is being said there? I feel my heart glow with enthusiasm which elevates me to heaven. Let's stop calling out. What is being said in that sentence? It's not imagery. What is being said in the sentence? Jade.
Irony?
What is being said in the sentence? That his heart is glowing because he's so happy, and he is so happy that he compares his happiness to what? As if he's in heaven. Is he actually in heaven?
No.
So what is he doing? What is he doing about? Well, how is he communicating his happiness? You're not- There's no definitions here. These aren't definitions.
Great.
How is he expressing his happiness? What is he doing? It's the same thing as when I say, you know what, I'm so hungry, I could eat a damn elephant. He's exaggerating. What is, raise your hand and tell me what literary device is for exaggerating something so that you can make your point. Me? Sorry? Not metaphor. Metaphor's comparing things. Collect. Nope. That's comparing two things that you like or as. Nice, Sean. Hyperbole.
Hyperbole.
Hyperbole. Who said that? Nice, Sean.
Yeah.
Very good. Nice, Sean. Plus 2.
It's hyperbole.
Hyperbole. Everyone write that down for that sentence right now. That will be on your quiz. Hyperbole. When you exaggerate in order to make your point. Everyone right now, or Moses, you, one of you two, Google hyperbole. Google. Go to Google. Hyperbole. The use of exaggeration. Thinking about it. That is hyperbole. Write down hyperbole and write down what it means. Using. It's like saying, I'm so hungry I could eat an elephant. I'm so upset my head could explode. That's how you're obviously exaggerating. Exaggerating when it's not hyperbole. What's in your homework in this paragraph? All right, thank you so much. I also underline it with the little squiggly lines there so that everyone can see it. Now, sentence. Nothing contributes so much to tranquilize the mind as a steady purpose, a point on which the soul may fix its intellectual eye. What calms him? What gives him peace in the world? What tranquilizes him? Nope. Read the sentence.
Knowledge?
In a way, yes. Nice, Sean. Sorry? Nope. Read the sentence. For nothing contributes so much to tranquilize the mind as what? What does that mean? You have a steady purpose in life. What does that mean? Absolutely. Steady purpose just means he has a steady goal, a point on which the soul may transfix its intellectual eye. This is in your homework. Is there a literary device there? Is there a literary device? So much to tranquilize the mind is steady purpose, a point on which the soul may fix its intellectual eye. Is there any comparison there?
No.
No? So what can we say about what this says about the narrator? If he has a goal in mind that gives him peace and he can fix his brain power into that goal, and he's talking about how dedicated he is, how can we characterize it? What are some words you can use to describe it? Get it? What else? Moses? He's driven, he's dedicated, courageous, very good.
He's serious.
Very serious. And listen, for the homework, that's the next question. There really isn't much of a literary device in there. Well, what can you say about all of this? What is it? What does it? Who does it tell you about? Okay, what is that called when you find out information about something? Characterization. So, here you should say something about how this quotation characterizes the narrator, and then, I'm not going to finish it, you tell me how he's characterized. Does everybody have a handle on how that's going? Okay. Remember, if you don't All right, back to the text. Does everyone in his life want him to do this voyage, go on this voyage? Who doesn't want him to go? Nope. It's in the same paragraph. What? His father. Read the very last line. Volumes were my study day and night. My familiarity with them increased the regret which I had felt as a child. On learning the mother's dying injunction, meaning his dying wishes, were to tell my uncle to forbid me from allowing me to embark in seafaring life. So what does this reveal about the character now, the narrator? That he's going against his father's wishes to fulfill this dream. What words can we use to describe him? Passionate, very good. Passionate, what else? If someone tells you probably does that away. I have different words. I was gonna say stubborn. Yeah. Just stubborn. I don't listen. I'm gonna do what I want to do. Passionate, stubborn. This really reveals a lot about him. Next paragraph. Yeah, can you please pick up?
6 years have passed since I was.
Where are you?
Huh? I'm on the wrong.
Yes, you are on the wrong page.
Oh.
Page 14. These.
I pursued it. That's perused.
Perused. Perused means to go over something, like to go over it quickly. Like sometimes you peruse a magazine when you're at the store, so you just go over it real quickly.
I perused for the first time those poems. What does that mean?
Whose effusions.
Entrance my soul investigates and I also became a poet. And for 1 year lived in a Paris own creation. I imagine I also might obtain a
Niche.
in the temple where the names of Homer and Shakespeare are consecrated. You are well acquainted with my failure and how heavily I bore the. But just as that time I inherit the fortune.
Paragraph is looking for characterization. Let's go. 6 years have passed since I resolved harder than the common sailors during the day and devoted my nights to the study of mathematics, the theory of medicine, and those branches of physical science from which a naval adventurer might derive the greatest practical advantage. I underlined what the homework quotation is. Twice I actually hired myself as an undermanned whaler, and acquitted myself to admiration. I must own I felt a little proud when my captain offered me the second dignity in the vessel and entreated me to remain with the greatest earnestness, so valuable that he consider my services. How is he preparing himself for his expedition? Yusuf?
He's looking like trouble as hard.
Okay, and how do you have to prepare to go to the North Pole? What is he doing to prepare for the North Pole? It's a harsh condition there. What is he doing?
Trying to slide.
What is he doing?
Trying to
Is
go.
he getting jacked? Is he lifting weights? What is he doing?
Yeah.
Yusuf, what's he doing?
He's doing mathematics, medicine, and those branches of physical science.
Studying mathematics, medicine, studying science. What is he doing? So he's getting his mind right, right? Getting his mind right. What is he doing for his body? Fanta? So you're voluntarily enduring the cold. What else, my Sean? Sorry? Jaden? Yeah. So he's enduring famine. Anyone know what famine is? Starving himself. Not drinking water.
He's very passionate about what to do.
Absolutely passionate as hell. Yeah, he's willing to go through hell to achieve his dreams. I'm not going to write those down, but those are those that you can use in your homework. We've already gone through the first 3 of your homework. You should already have those done. He's going through hell and back just to get his body right. Now, let's continue reading. And now, dear Margaret, do I not deserve to accomplish some great purpose? And this is what he feels that he has. A great, what did we just learn about him?
He cares more like glory than wealth.
Than wealth. Cares a lot more about glory than wealth. He wants to be famous. He wants to be known for his adventures. Oh, that some encouraging voice would answer in the affirmative. My courage and my resolution voyage, the emergencies of which will demand all my fortitude. I am required not only to raise the spirits of others, but sometimes to sustain my own when they're failing. This is the most favorable period for traveling in Russia. They fly quickly over the snow in their sledges. The motion is pleasant, and in my opinion, far more agreeable than that of an English stagecoach. The cold is not excessive if you are wrapped in furs, a dress which I have already adopted. So here he says the cold is not excessive if you're wrapped in furs, and he's already adopted the idea of wrapping himself in furs. For there is a great difference between walking the deck and remaining seated motionless for hours, when no exercise prevents the blood from actually freezing in your veins. I have no ambition to lose my life on the post road between St. Petersburg and Archangel. I shall depart for the later town in a fortnight or 3 weeks, and my internship there, which can easily be done by paying the insurance for the owner, and to engage as many sailors as I think necessary among those who are accustomed to the whale fishing. I do not intend to sail until the month of June. And when shall I return? Ah, dear sister, how can I answer this question? If I succeed, many months, years will pass before you and I may meet. If I fail, you will see me again soon or never. Farewell, my dear, excellent Margaret. Heaven shower down blessings on you and save me, that I may again and again testify my gratitude for all your love and kindness. So what is he saying to her at the very end?
I love you.
What?
And he was writing like if you can make it or not.
Yeah, like I love you, and by the way, like I'm going on this expedition, I may not ever see you again. I may see you soon if this doesn't work out, or I may never see you because what could happen?
Die.
You could die. Absolutely. That is letter one. That is letter one. Now, one thing that I wanted to discuss is, what does epistolary mean again? So why write in an epistolary style? Anyone here ever write a letter to someone? I mean, back then it was really the only option.
Text.
And now you text, right? What is it about letters and writing a letter to someone that feels different? Jade?
You're not passionate, you get more truthful when you write a letter. Unlike texting someone who gives you lying.
So do people feel that you become more compassionate and authentic when you write a letter?
Yeah.
Why is that?
It's more professional.
It's more professional. What else? What else is important about writing a letter, Elijah? Sorry? You mean it? Yeah, maybe. It takes a lot more effort to write a letter. A lot of emotion goes into a letter. Isn't writing a letter to someone like a vulnerable act? Like it's, in a way, it's, I don't know. If I write you a letter, I must really love you. And who is he writing a letter to? And in a way, who is he also writing a letter to? Maybe himself. Who else too?
His father.
Maybe you, the reader. So, in a way, what's the purpose of writing in an epistolary style? What does it really do in terms of how a reader can connect to a narrator?
Oh.
Yeah.
It shows it doesn't show his thoughts, but it shows the emotion he's portraying to his sister.
Yeah.
No.
Deep emotional connection. Not just between characters, but between also the writer of the letter and us. In a way, he's writing us a letter. We're reading it and seeing, like, you know what, he's writing it to his sister, but in a way, it's also to us, saying, like, I hope I make it. These are my fears. This is what I really want to do. This letter, this guy pretty much just revealed his whole life. This is who I am. This is what I want to do. This is what I'm scared of. This is how hard I'm working. I hope it works. Love you. Goodbye. That's it. I feel kind of sad for him. I hope he makes it. Unless you're Jawad and you have a cold heart and you want him to die. See? He said it. Now, everyone, you did an excellent job today. For homework, yes, you should already have done. There are more today. I love this. Remember, you have a quiz tomorrow. And if you pay attention, you should already have the answers to like 5, 6 of the questions. Push your chairs in, please. Don't be savages. Don't be savages, please.